let me ask you something. If I open your bank application without login, or I will log in your Instagram without providing password, it is really scary, right? Now, if same things will happen to your Spring Boot application, someone able to access your API, they can change your internal data, they can delete the users. So don't you think that you need to secure your Spring Boot applications? So now the Spring Boot security coming to the pictures. Let's understand what is authentication, what is authorizations, and why we need this Spring security. And in last, I will show you how to apply Spring security in your Spring Boot application. I already told you why we need Spring Boot security. If you are not providing security to your Spring Boot application, then like you open your house without any lock or without any door lock, anyone can come to your house and they can access whatever private amount or whatever private things you have. So Spring security is a mandatory concept every Java developer have to know. So before understanding this Spring security, let's understand what is authentication. Authentication means it is a process of authenticate whether you are a valid user or not. You open any social media application like WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram or LinkedIn. So whenever you wanted to log into your app initially, you will provide a credential, password, username and password. That username and password is going to the server of your application and it is trying to match whether your given password is correct or not. So there is a stored password in that app server. So it will match. If it is matching, then it will return a success message so that you will able to access the application. If you are providing some wrong credential, wrong password or username, it will not match with that stored password or username. Then it will not allow to access. It will access denied. So this process is known as authentication. What is authorization? Suppose you logged in and you are a valid user. So this authorization is determining what are the features after logged in, what you can use and what you cannot use. That is deciding by this authorization. Like what are the permissions you are having. So we logged in your Facebook or Instagram, whatever social media app, for example. In there, you can edit your profile. You have that permission. But if you wanted to log into the admin page, you wanted to edit your Aadhaar number or mobile number, or you wanted to edit something which is belongs to admin account. So that admin page, they are having access only. You cannot have that access. So these kind of things, if you wanted to do, it will not allow the applications. It will allow some of the functionalities to the users. So how it is restricting based on the role. If you are a normal user, you can do these things. If you are an admin users, you can do more than that. So how we are restricting the number of features or roles to the particular users. So that is known as authorizations. So both authentication and authorizations are required in our Spring Boot applications. So how to apply a basic security in your Spring Boot application? Let's see. You go to your browser and type Spring Initializer. Go to the Spring Initializer and here you see Java and it's a Maven project. Take this stable build 4.0.2 Spring Boot version. Let it be demo. I will say it is a security demo. And let it be packaged like this in Java 17. And here you add dependency, the required dependency web. Then generate it. Once you generate, you will get a demo g folder and extract here. I'm just creating a demo Spring Boot demo application, and in that demo application I will apply security. So let me import this application into our Eclipse, sorry, IntelliJ. You can take STS or IntelliJ. IntelliJ is best ID. So here you go to file and you can go to open and go to the locations you downloaded and extracted. Here choose up to here and select folder, then put this window. You see this is a Spring Boot demo application, and we have added the web dependencies. If we'll come to this dependency section, there is a web dependencies added, and this test is default, it will come. So only web dependency we have added here. And here you see we are having main application. This is Spring Boot application, and you go to that properties file. So they have given the name. I wanted to change the port of this. I will say 8089 because 8080 I am using for some other purposes. And let me create a controller. So here I will create a package. I will say security controller, or I will say controller. The package name is controller. So here in this controller package I will create a class called any name you can give. I will say security controller. So I'm defining this is the REST controller, and you can request mapping, you can provide some path. Let it be I'm giving suppose API, and here I'm writing a public method which is returning a string, and I will say the method name is greet something, hello security world something it will show, and it is get mapping method. Provide the path, I will say something greet. So this is a controller class, and if you call this controller class, it will return this message. It is a string message. So let me run this application. Just right click and run the application. So the application will start whatever port we are using, 8089. You see application is starting now. You see it is started. The port is 8089, and if we hit the application, we need to hit HTTPS, then type http://localhost 8089 API greet. Is we are getting this hello security world. We are returning from here, right? So now in this application we'll apply Spring security. So how to apply Spring security? You will go to this form.xml. You see we are having dependency section. Here you will add Spring security dependency. So I just copy here, and instead of web MVC I told that security, and you update this Maven. You see this dependency you can get from here also. If you come here and you will say Spring security reference, if you type, you go to this website, official website, and here getting started Spring security. You see here Maven, if you are using Maven project, so this will be your security. So nothing Spring Boot starter security. So if you add this dependency, your application will be, you see what will happen. Okay, so same dependency at the time of creating your application, here also you can add security. If you type security, you will able to add the Spring security. That same dependency will add. Initially we have not added, so you can add the way you like. So we added the Spring security. Let me restart the application. Application is restarting. Now what I will do, I will just refresh here. You see, as I added that security dependency here, our application now it become a form based authentication, like it is asking username and password. So where I will get the username and password, you see this log. If you see this log, one password is generated. We can use this password. We can use this password. This will be the password. And what will be the user? User, the default username is user. Now you can sign in. It is signing. So same things if you wanted to access by using Postman. So what you will do? Let copy this and you paste here. It's a GET API and try to send it. It is returning 401 unauthorized. How to provide that username and password? You will come to your authorization and here authentication type. We are having JWT basic auth, so you should use basic auth here. And username is user and password, whatever we got the password, same password we will use. The password will collect from here and we will use here. Now we are getting the result, the response. So now what I am doing, I am just doing logout. So it is logging out. If you try to log in once again, it is asking once again username and password. So you can give that password and you can log in. So it is maintaining a session actually. So if you try to, if you are trying to access it in incognito mode, okay, so if you try to access, it will not allow because it's a new browser. It will ask the username and password. You need to provide to log in that. Okay, so this is a form based default password protected provided by Spring Boot. You see this password generated security password. This is generated for development purposes only. We should not use this mechanism in productions. Your security configuration must be updated before running your application in productions. That means this is for development purposes only. Your password should not leak like this. It is telling. So if you wanted to customize this username and password, that is also possible. So what you will do, you will come here, you will come to your application.properties. Here you will define spring dot security dot user dot name. You can provide any name. Suppose username I will say Naren and I will say password Naren123 or I will say admin123. So just restart it. If you will provide this Naren and admin123, so it will work. Admin@123. So now if you log in here, it is asking me. So I will pass Naren and password is admin@123. Admin@123. You see, it is asking, it is responding. So here if we'll say it is unauthorized, you need to change the username Naren and password Naren@123. You see, sorry, admin@123. So admin@123. So you are getting response. So this is default security provided by Spring Security, form based security. Okay, so we have added this dependency here and we are able to use it. So how internally, by adding this dependency, this is applying this form based security. We need to understand the security architecture, which is very, very important. What are the filters internally working, how the flow is going. You will understand the security architecture, then only you can implement other security like JWT or basic OAuth 2, like multiple security mechanisms are there. We can apply in our Spring Boot applications, which is required for our project work. And to crack any of the interviews you go, they will ask you regarding this Spring security. So to make you understand those security mechanism, how we will implement, before that we need to understand the architecture of the Spring Boot security. So in next session I will explain Spring Boot architecture. I will explain how internally Spring Boot applying this security, what is the flow. So if you are new to the channel, please subscribe this channel so that you will get more such videos, and please put some comment and like to this video so that it will motivate me to create some more videos for you. Thank you so much.